My name's Corey. I play bass in the band Relaxer. Right now, Relaxer just got done on a Japanese tour with Crypt City, Boris, and Lisa Belladonna for the 2019 Earthquaker Devices tour. So the bass that I use is a new one that I got. It's the one I'm playing right now. It's my Yamaha BB 735A. My previous primary bass was a Yamaha BB 425X. So I just got this puppy brand new just for this tour and have been taking it out on its maiden voyage across Japan, which has been pretty great. I've always been a big fan of Yamaha basses and just products in general. When I first went out to buy a bass, it was the only one that looked appealing to me at the music shop, and it played amazing. And just having come to know that bass and like the neck profile and the way that it reacted with like different pieces of gear and pedals, I knew that I'd like want another BB series bass and decided just to go like the next level up, you know. So I chose the 700 series and the 735A. I like the 5-string. The active, passive electronics on the bottom here have been really awesome to be experimenting with. I'm usually playing with a passive instrument. So that's been really cool to have that kind of gain staging like earlier in your signal chain, as opposed to, I'll usually have like something like a tone, Earthquaker tone job more at the end to sculpt the overall sound to the room. So having like flexibility before some of my drives has been really cool to punch in like a lot more low end or a lot more definition with like the treble knob into your fuzz, or you know, into my like Westwood. I've been using a Black Ash going into a Westwood as my primary gain signal chain, and it's yielded some pretty epic bass tones, so it's been pretty great. Well, one thing I knew I was excited to try out was with their bridges. They use, I think they call them convertible bridges. So different strings, you could have the saddle either have a rounded off edge or a sharp edge to where the string cutoff is. So on this bass, which was set up by a man named Keita, on all the bottom, the high 4 strings, we have rounded off edges, and on the low B, he flipped it over so it's a nice sharp edge. So that's been really helpful when playing lines that go down onto this low B string, to like pinpoint the notes that I'm playing. You can really hear that fundamental when you get really down there, the definition, but then keeping everything else nice and smooth up top. Then also just the resonance of this bass. As you can see, we have the 4 pretty much standard neck bolts, but then there's 2 here that are pulling this way on the neck as well. So we have pressure going downwards and then back, and that's just been mind-blowing how much resonance is coming out of this bass. I've always been a big proponent of Yamaha basses, and what's cool about the BB series is that you have the extended range of a lot of modern instruments, but also like the modern build quality to make that extended range possible and usable on stage. But then you also have like what I think is a really beautiful classic aesthetic. I've always been a big Sunburst fan. This one's like a really dark sunburst, so it almost looks black. The neck profile is nice and thick. It feels like you're really playing something. I always thought it kind of like your dad's bass or your dad's guitar that you found up in the attic that he used to play, you know what I mean? But then you took it out of the case and it's a brand new instrument that can just go toe to toe with any other modern bass out there.